Hello, family. I'm so grateful to welcome you again to the Joy Journey. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We talk about on this channel fertility, faith, and motherhood, and how to get you in the right mindset to get to your baby. Today, we're going to discuss coping, how to cope with infertility while you have other struggles going on at the same time in life. And we all know that this happens. So, we're going to talk about that and then how to not only just survive that, but thrive in it and actually do well and come out on top or come out in a place to where you're strong mentally and physically throughout this process. So, I appreciate you watching. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, so we all know that those of us that are struggling to get to our babies, going through that journey from being deemed infertile to motherhood, it's a huge struggle and it takes up a huge chunk of your life, your energy, and all of those things. But in actuality, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. We aren't just experiencing that. I mean, many of us are experiencing other very large things in our lives. The loss of a loved one, maybe relocating to a different area, maybe experiencing a pandemic. We might be going through things like marital issues or coping with a child that may be having acute issues, a child that you already have if you're experiencing secondary infertility. I mean, there's so many things that can compound the magnitude of how stressful it can be when you're going through infertility. In order to survive it all, we have to find ways that we can balance what we put on the forefront at different times and different periods in our lives. So today we're actually going to discuss specific ways of balancing, specific ways, so to speak, right? Specific ways of trying to organize ourselves so that we can handle things in a healthy way, in a healthy manner. Let's say that you're preparing for IVF within the next month and you have a couple, 2 to 3 of those other previous things going on that I just discussed. It's kind of impossible to allow yourself to prepare mentally, physically, spiritually for that IVF cycle if you're splitting that attention between those other huge catastrophic things that could be going on in your life. So you have to learn to balance what goes in front, what goes behind, and how to switch those things out when necessary. In my opinion, let's say if you were preparing for an IVF cycle within the next 1 to 3 months, it's not time to take on a huge task like decluttering the entire home or redecorate everything in your home or make the biggest move of your life. You have to determine at what point you want to move something else to the forefront. So if something takes precedence over the IVF cycle right now, you may want to move that back and move the other thing on the front burner for the time being. I want to provide you with 3 tips today that might help you organize these things and put the things that matter the most in front. Conquer small little tasks that you have in between. These things will propel you into being productive and feeling accomplished without feeling overwhelmed. Let's talk about them. Okay, guys, the first thing I would suggest is to get organized. And when I say organized, I don't mean a day-to-day organization, but more so a few months at a time. You have to look at your life in chunks of time. So let's say you get out a calendar and you look at the next 3 months. So for now, it would be March, April, and May. You make a list of to-dos. And so that's going to be large, prioritizing things to do, like big things like IVF cycle, like you're making a move, you can put that on the large list. There's so many like big things that take lots of energy and lots of small baby steps. Put that on your large list. And make a list of small things that you need to do within the next 3 months. Grocery shopping, rearranging one closet at a time, preparing this, mailing this, packaging this, this type of paperwork, all the small little things that you can just think of off the top of your head that you need to get done within the next 3 months, put that on your small list. Start off there. Okay, so take that list that you have built and go to your actual calendar that breaks everything down month by month. Now, each month, I want you to pick out 4 of the largest and about 12 of the smaller things. And you're going to divvy these out throughout the month. Each week you pick one large item and 3 small items that you need to get done during that week specifically. Now, I remind you that your large item has many little things, so you leave it up to yourself to determine what needs to be done that week to have that large item accomplished. You've got one large item, 3 small items. Divvy that out as you will throughout the week to get those things accomplished, to break them down. When you have leftover time or leftover day or leftover items, you can choose to either pick another one from your original list, one of the small to-dos, or do something for yourself for that time period. Read a book, take a jog, do something spa related, just do something for yourself, or things that you had planned to do with your spouse or your children. It leaves you so many more open pockets to break things down in small increments, and it's not overwhelming. I know that sometimes people get a to-do list and there's 20 things on there for the week, or there's 10 things on there for the day. It's impossible to accomplish those many things and still feel at peace and not completely worn out by the end of the day. So I urge you again to break everything down with 4 larges. And mind you, if your large is really large, let's say you have just gotten the diagnosis of infertility, and for the next 3 months, you want to focus on recentering yourself, getting you a coach, doing the research to better position your health status. You want to go on a diet. You want to change this eating habit. You want to get physically fit. There's so many small things to do under preparation for a baby that you can make that your large to do for the entire 3-month period that you're looking at. And that is okay too. I want you to also keep in mind that when you have something on the back burner, that doesn't mean you've forgotten about all the other big items that you have. Allow yourself to have pots that are simmering in the background that you don't have to pay that much attention to. But if you need to, you can open that pot, stir it up, add a little more water, and then put it back and let it simmer while you tend to the boil, while you're tending to the big things that are on the front burner. You can swap these things out when you see fit. I suggest if you're going to have a large thing to do, spend at least 4 to 6 weeks on that thing and then try to switch that thing out to another large item of to-do. So number 2, which I already kind of hit on, after you get organized and you figure out how you want to lay out your time period, and I say 3 months because it takes about 3 months to reset your cells. So if you want to make huge changes to your body, your cells, your eggs, it's going to take 3 months. So you choose how much time you want to allot for different things. But I do recommend to take chunks of the year and tackle chunks of the year at a time. It's less overwhelming and you can get more accomplished without feeling overwhelmed and stressed. So back to the second thing I would do, and that's carve out time for self. So once you've been able to check off things from your list, large things, small things, carve out time specifically for yourself. I reiterate, rather that be meditation, yoga, book reading, walking, whatever it is outside of the things that you've already done, make sure to prioritize yourself at some point during each week. Okay, and the third thing, guys, is plan something fun. Plan something rewarding every 3 months. It doesn't have to be a large thing to do. It could be by yourself, with your spouse, or with your children, or with your girlfriends. Doesn't matter. Whatever makes your soul happy, sis, because that's what we're about right now, is doing things that make you fulfilled, happy, things that are going to grow you as a person and satisfy those things that feel your soul. So what I would say is plan a road trip, plan a bed and breakfast with your spouse, plan an overnight trip to, say, a zoo that might be a little bit far away for you to attend with your children and enjoy. Whatever it is, whatever it brings you joy, plan something fun. Plan something fun. Right now, we're doing a lot of things virtual. So an idea of something fun would be plan a virtual party with your girlfriends, a sip and paint, or something where you guys have your, bottle of wine and you're painting, arrange for, whoever to watch the kids if you have them already. But if not, carve out that time so where you'll be spending with your girls, every few months or how often that might be. I think it's so important to also realize that I know for sure that list that you created in the beginning, there's still some things left on it that you did not accomplish within those 3 months. And if that's the case, please don't feel guilty for rolling something over to the next chunk of time for that year. If they're that low on the priority list, that means it's not imperative that they get completed within that 3-month period. You're only one person. You can only do so much. You have to always give yourself grace. The other thing is that if you have a whole week, if you have a fluke, a whole week where you get nothing done, okay, sometimes that's okay, because in that case, our mental health is taking priority. It's taking the front burner, it's taking the only burner at that point. So if you need to step away for a week, 2 weeks, or even an entire month to get back on track and to feel human, like to feel like yourself again, you take that and don't you feel guilty about doing it either. I really appreciate you guys being here today. And as always, I love you so much. I'm sending you so much love. I'm hoping that something that I said may have hit you, may have resonated with you today. Note that I'm here for any type of information that you might need. I'm here for coaching. You can DM me or email me should you need me to walk you through this process, to help you reset your health, to help you reset your diet, to give you tools that you might need as you walk towards your babies. I am here for you. So reach out to me and I'll let you know what type of services and products that I have to offer. I thank you again for being here. Please like, subscribe, join our community, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I post a video. Thank you again, and I will see you on the next one. Mwah!